Okay, we are recording, and I'm recording the screen because I have a tendency to break my recording so it doesn't record right. And whenever that happens, things don't go well. So whenever I don't record them both at the same time, something breaks and I don't get a recording. But if I record them both, then everything turns out good and we're all hunky-dory. So I record them both. So we are doing week 4. And you're going to have to excuse me, I'm kind of drinking my water while I do this because my throat's really dry and I feel a little nauseous, so not a good combination. So I'm going to be taking little sips of water as we go through this. Okay, so let's look at our task for this week. Yay, task. So, I know it says group project. It always says group project, but we can't have a group with only one person. So if you have any questions, make sure you ask me, and I will be your group. I will give you feedback, because that's what groups do. Okay, so weekly task or assignment will be due Monday. And, let's see. Late submissions will be assigned a late penalty policy found in the syllabus. All submission posting times are based on midnight, Central Time. Required to multitask on a couple of our company's projects. Okay, because we have a little company going on here. There have been 2 development teams within our company that have submitted solutions to 2 separate tasks within our company. The first is for our new ATM machine. I hate when they do that because it's automatic teller machine. So when you do ATM machine, it's like ATM machine, right? Automatic teller machine. So the first is for our new ATM being placed in the company cafeteria next month. This task was to handle debit functionality from employees' accounts. The second was for our game division, games, as they work on a Scrabble game from mobile smart devices. Its purpose, was to take a word and return the base score according to standard Scrabble playing tiles. You are asked to assist in peer reviews of these solutions. Please peer review the 6 solutions, 3 debit and 3 Scrabble. Your review should include an evaluation of the degree to which the solution follows the standards, its understandability, correct, and appropriate logic, and even possible security vulnerabilities, if they exist. Please keep in mind IEEE Code of Ethics when reviewing these solutions. Okay. So, use the web resources for this class to research the IEEE Code of Ethics. Your comments should be constructive and helpful. You must include at least one statement indicating you have considered one or more items in the IEEE Code of Ethics in each review. Okay, so post it to the group's discussion board. We don't have a group. Okay, this part right here. Right, we don't have a group discussion board because there's not going to be any feedback because there's kind of like just one of us. So don't worry about this part right here. Okay, don't worry about posting to the group's discussion board. We don't have a group's discussion board, so you're just going to turn it in. Okay, so don't worry about that. Please submit a 1-page Word document with preferred solution for each problem. Indicate the rationale for your decision. Feel free to offer your own solution if you're not satisfied with those from your fellow employees. So if your fellow employees are all like off and out on a limb and don't have any, if it doesn't make any sense, then fine. Say, look, y'all are wrong. I've got a better solution. Here's my solution. Okay, so we're going to kind of look at these and we're going to talk about them a little bit. And then we're going to go from there. I kind of wish that we could get a time together where we could talk about this because that would be better because we could brainstorm together. But this will kind of work because I'm going to go through. I'm going to give you just some ideas. I'm not going to give you an answer here. I'm going to give you some ideas of how I would evaluate this. Then I'm going to let you go off on your own and do it. And then you can email me some ideas that you have and then talk to me about it. And then I'll email you some comments back so that we can have kind of a group back and forth. Say, hey, what do you think? And I'll say, hey, I don't think you're so right. Or, hey, I think that's a great idea. And then you kind of go with it and work with it, and we'll go back and forth, okay? Sorry, I needed another break for water. Okay. It's really weird, too. I'm drinking this Metro Mint chocolate mint water. It's pretty good. Okay. So we have 2 solutions. Let's start here. because you need this right here, IEEE Code of Ethics. And I will post this in the announcements, IEEE Code of Ethics, so that you can go look at it. IEEE Code of Ethics. And this is really easy. Okay, so we're just going to go up to here, just IEEE, IEEE would be good, and then just Code of Ethics. You can see I go here a lot, that's why it's already in here, because I actually go here. I go to the IEEE all the time because I'm actually a member of the IEEE. They got tons of great stuff. This is actually a really good idea. You should go to this membership and services. I'm just going to show you this really quick. This is really good because as a student, you get to join cheaper. Member resources. You get discounts and stuff. Where is it? I don't have my membership card with me because I can never remember my membership information in my I have a password and stuff, and my password autofill is not working right now, so I can't just log in. But where is I can't remember how. Here join, because actually as a student here, it's really pretty cheap. See, student, look at this. Full member, $32 for a year. 32 bucks. So cheap. Totally worth it. Because you get like so many, you get like access to all the articles. There's like discounts, all sorts of stuff. So it's like really totally worth it. This half-year membership is like if you join in like June. So if you join like later in the year, you only pay the $16. So you can't like join for half a year. If you join in like later in the year, you pay the $16. But if you join in like January, you pay the $32. Definitely worth it. If you're a student, you get the student membership. It is so worth it. Do it. Definitely worth it. Look at it's $181 if you're like a big super important person. So look at like how much discount you get. So worth it. Do it. Do it. So worth it. Okay. Let's go back to the IEEE. Okay, here's the Code of Ethics. It's short. Look how short it is. Just a few things. Accept responsibility, making decisions consistent with the safety, health, and welfare of the public, to disclose promptly factors. And IEEE isn't just about, it's not just about IT. IEEE is about engineers, IT, lots of different professionals, architects, they're all IEEE. So IEEE has to do with a lot of different areas. So these aren't just about computers. So if you're looking at it and you're thinking, well, that doesn't have anything to do about IT professionals, the reason is because, like I said, it's not just IT people. It's IT, it's engineers, it's architects. So there's actually a lot of people that belong to IEEE. And if you can put this on your resume too, it's like totally worth the $32 because you get to put it on your resume that you're a member of IEEE. Okay, so to accept responsibility, making decisions consistent with the safety, health, welfare of the public, and to disclose promptly factors that might endanger the public or the environment. ACM is another you want to, and as a student you can be a member of the ACM, Association for Computing Machinery. They are computers, okay? And as students get a real inexpensive membership, so totally worth it. To avoid real or perceived conflicts of interest whenever possible, and to disclose them to affected parties when they do exist. Obviously, you know, if you work for one party and you're designing something that may conflict with another party, you know, if you work for Apple and you're designing, you know, something that may bring Apple down, you know, obviously there's a conflict of interest there. To be honest and realistic in stating claims or estimates based on available data. That one's pretty clear. If you're giving an estimate for designing software, be as concise as possible. Don't try to undercut somebody. If you're giving a quote for somebody, don't try to undercut. If you're bidding software, don't try to undercut somebody just so you can get the bid and then say, oh, you know what? Well, we said it was going to cost, $1.2 million, but it's really going to cost $7 million. Oops. Not so much. To reject bribery in all its forms, obviously. To improve the understanding of technology, its appropriate application and potential consequences. Okay. And technology, that's all types of technology. Cars and all sorts of stuff, not just IT. To maintain and improve our technical competence and to undertake technological tasks for others only if qualified by training or experience or after full disclosure of pertinent limitations. So if somebody asks you to build a space shuttle and you're not qualified, you either don't build it, you say, oh, you know what, I just really don't have the technical competence to do that. Or you say, you know what, okay, well, I'll do it, but you know what, I really don't have the technical competence to do that, so if you really want me to, that's cool, I'll give it a shot. But I just want you to know up front that I really am not qualified to do that, so if I do it, I'm just going to tell you that it may not work real well. So, make sure you let them know. Or, I'll do it, but it's going to take me a little longer because first I got to get trained to do it. So, make sure you clarify that. To seek, accept, and offer honest criticism of technical work, to acknowledge and correct errors, and to credit properly the contributions of others. Okay, I built this really cool space shuttle, but, I didn't actually build it. See that space, that rocket scientist over there? He actually built it. I just painted that little smiley face on the side. That was my contribution. But it's a really cool smiley face, isn't it? Yeah, I did that. Okay, or, you got a new programmer, you're mentoring them, and they do this, they write this code, and it's really kind of spaghetti code, and you say, you know what, it works real good, but it could have been better if you cleaned up your code and you wrote it this way instead. So, honest criticism, always be positive. I like positive criticism. Okay, positive, give them some help, put them on the right path. You're going to be a really great programmer, but you got to clean up your code a little bit, make it a little bit cleaner, make it a little bit more straightforward. Honest, good contributions. Treat fairly all persons regardless of such factors as race, religion, gender, disability, age, or national origin. So, you got Chaz Bono, and he wants to dance in So You Think You Can Dance. So you're gonna let him dance. Cause he's, yeah, you're gonna let him dance because he wants to dance. To avoid injuring others, their property, reputation, or employment by false or malicious action. So don't go out there and start making viruses. Viruses are not nice. Don't be making those. Use your powers for good. With great power comes great responsibility. To assist colleagues and coworkers in their professional development and to support them in following this code of ethics. So when you see that cool little kid making spaghetti code, but he's doing it to make viruses, you help him clean up his code, but then you help him to use it for good, not for making viruses. Okay? So that's what we're doing. So that's your code of ethics. IEEE code of ethics. And let Chaz Bono dance. I mean, it's so you can think you can dance. It's not like he's, oh my gosh, really? Okay. So that's the IEEE code of ethics. IEEE code of ethics. So now, Association for Computing Machinery, join now. Let's see how much that costs, because we're kind of on that anyway. Student membership. Yeah. How much does it cost? $1.99. 99 cents. 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 How much does it cost? Student membership, and it costs $19 a year. Check that out. You don't want the print CACM because you don't need the print. Digital library plus print, student membership plus digital library. You need that. So $42. $42 a year. You don't need ACMW, but you should check that anyway. ACMW is good. That's the women's version. It's good. You can do that even if you're a dude. You can do that. It's good. So student membership plus digital library, you need that. $42. You want the digital library. I know $42 is a lot, but you still need you really ought to have the digital library. It's really worth it to have the digital library. So I realize $42 is a lot, but you really want that. So, okay, enough about that. So ACM and IEEE. Okay, so let's look at this. So we have the bank debit solution. We have the Scrabble algorithms. Let's start with Scrabble. Okay, so here's what you got. You got the, actually, I wanted to look at something else too. You got the Scrabble, you got the PDFs, you got the Scrabble tiles. Check this out. You don't got the Scrabble tiles. You don't got the, really? You don't got the Scrabble tiles? Nope, you really don't got the Scrabble tiles. Okay, so so what we're going to do instead, since we don't have the Scrabble tiles, I'm going to close this, and we're going to go and we're going to do this. Oops, Scrabble tiles. This is actually what the Scrabble tiles image looks like. Really? That's gracious. Okay, there we go. So we've got A, B. A is worth 1 point, B is worth 3 points, C is worth 3 points, D is worth 2 points, E is worth 1 point, F is worth 4 points, G is worth 2 points, H is worth 4 points, I is worth 1 point, J is 8, 5, 1, 3, 1, 1, 3, 4, 1, 1, 1, 1, 10, 4, 8, 4, 10. Okay, so these are what the Scrabble tiles look like, right? Okay, so we're going to just, I'm going to leave that open there. And then I'm going to go, I'm going to do number of Scrabble. My L key doesn't work. We'll use Wikipedia. Shouldn't use Wikipedia. It's not really valid. Okay, we're going to use it anyway. Okay, so we've got 2 blank tiles, scoring 0 points. We've got 1 of E, 1 of A. We've got 1 point. We've got 12 E's, 9 A's, 9 I's, 8 O's, 6 N's, 6 R's, 6 T's, 4 L's, 4 S's, and 4 U's. We've got 4 D's, 3 G's, which are worth 2 points. We've got 2 B's, 2 C's, 2 M's, and 2 P's. We've got 2 F's, 2 H's, 2 V's, 2 W's, 2 Y's. We've got 1 K, we've got 1 J, 1 X, 1 Z, and 1 Q. Okay. We're going to ignore that. We're going to take this. I'm just going to take this right here. I'm going to ignore the blank tiles. I'm going to stick these into a Word document so I can deal with it. Alrighty. Okay, I can deal with that. And I'm going to close this. close. And actually, I'm going to take this picture here, and I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it down here. All right, so yeah, that works. Okay. So I'm going to close this out. So now I've got this. Okay, so now I'm going to look at my algorithms. Do I have my algorithms up? And I do. Okay, now I have my algorithms here. So these are actual, these are not actual algorithms that will work, right? These are brain freeze. These are just shorthand, right? Okay, so get word from user. Okay. Set word score to 0. Okay. Now, for every letter in the word, if the letter is Z or Q, then add 10 to the score. Okay, so if letter is Z or Q, where are my letters? If letter is Z or Q, add 10 points. Okay, good. Okay, if letter is J or X, add 10 points. Or add 8 points. Okay. If letter is K, add 5 points. Okay. If letter is F, H, V, W, or Y, add 4 points. Okay. If letter is B, C, M, or P, then add 3 points. If letter is D, add 2 points. If letter is D, then add 2 points. If letter is D, add 2 points. Okay. All right. Okay. If letter is A, E, I, L. Okay, I need to do this. Okay. If letter is A, E, I, L, N, O, R, S, T, or U, add 1 point. Okay. What if it's a D? I mean a G. If it's a G, it's supposed to add 2 points. But it doesn't. So there's a break. There's a broken point. This is broken. Okay, so let's look at let's go ahead. So this is broken. We know that this is broken because it doesn't add a G, and then it returns the score. Okay, so it doesn't add a G. Okay, you're not seeing this because I'm not sharing my computer screen, so this is why I do this. Sharing my desktop. Okay, I'm going to have to load this up to, obviously I'm going to have to load this up to YouTube, so I'm going to load this up to YouTube later. Okay, so now I'm sharing my computer screen, so anyway, this will be on YouTube so you can watch it. So it doesn't have a G, so that's broken. So yeah. Okay, so let's go and look at the corresponding flowchart and see if the flowchart has it correctly. So let's go here, and let's go to G. or not G, but let's go to Scrabble solution flowchart. It should be this one right here. Okay. Whoa, whoa, wow. Okay. So we've looked at our flowcharts before, right? Okay, I need to open this in a new. I need to open this in a new window because I need to look at this in a new window, so I can look at the two at the same time. Okay, so here's my algorithm. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you what's wrong with this flowchart, but let's just say that this flowchart is just not ideal. Okay, and you should know. Look at this flowchart, and then look at the flowcharts that you have in your book, and tell me why this flowchart does not look like the flowcharts in your book. Like, talk about like curly Q lines. Like, these lines are all over the place. And talk about the fact that this line goes like to the right. Do we have lines in our flowcharts in our book that go to the right? I mean, like off of a process? Really? And then get word. This is a box. To get words, if it's a get, is it supposed to be in a box? Is that right? Somehow that doesn't seem right to me. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that's right? Get word. Should that be in a box? Or should it be in a different shape? Alright. So get word from user, get word. Okay, set score to 0, set score to 0. For each letter of word, okay, yeah. Okay, so if letter is Z or Q, okay, add 10 to score. True. False. Okay, this diagonal line, do we have diagonal lines in our other flowcharts? I don't remember seeing any diagonal lines, but okay, whatever. If letter is J or X, add 8 to score. If letter is K, add 5 to score. If letter is, sorry. If letter is F, H, V, W, Y, add 4 to score. If letter is BCMP, add 3 to score. If letter is D, add 2 to score. Now, there's a D again. We're missing something there. Something's missing there. Okay, see? D, D. Something's missing there. Okay, if letter is A, E, I, L, N, O, R, S, T, U, add 1 to score. And then we got, what? What is this? What? Are we supposed to have one of those little circles there? I remember, what are those little circles for? What do those little circles do? Somebody remember that? Okay. I don't think that that's right. And then what's with this curvaceous line? Are we supposed to have curvaceous lines on our spreadsheet, on our flowcharts? I don't remember curvaceous lines. And then return score. Our output box is supposed to be these boxes? Or are they supposed to be a different shape? I don't remember. Okay, and it's something, I don't know. Does this look right to me? To you? To us? I don't know. What do you think? Okay. So, and I seem to remember something about if we have a lot of if statements. Okay, if we have a lot of if statements, something. Remember talking about something, using something else. If it's not something, a lot of if statements, not. There's something else we can use if there's a lot of if statements, maybe? Something? Do you remember something like that? I don't remember. Okay. So, that one. Now, there's something, too, about the logic of this. Let's do a word. Let's test a word. Okay, let's go through a word. I want to do a word. I want to do the word line. Line. Sorry, I messed that up. Sorry, I want to do the word line. Line is my word. So I want to do this. L. Get word from user. Line. Set word to 0. Is the letter Z or Q? No. Is the letter J or X? No. Is the letter K? No. Is the letter F, H, V, W, or Y? No. Is the letter B, C, M, or P? No. Is the letter D? No. Is the letter L? Yes. Add 1. Okay, the score is 1. Next letter. Is the letter Z or Q? No. Is the letter J or X? No. Is the letter K? No. Is the letter F, H, V, W, or Y? No. Is the letter B, C, M, or P? No. Is the letter D? No. Is the letter A, E, I? Yep, it's an I. Okay, so now the score is 2. Okay, let's do the next letter, N. Is the letter Z or Q? No. Is the letter J or X? No. Is the letter K? No. Is the letter F, H, V, W, or Y? No. Is the letter B, C, M, or P? No. Is the letter A, E, I, L, N? Yes, it's an N. Add 1 to the score. 3. Is the letter Z or Q? No. This is really taking a long time. So this is just really not very efficient, is it? Okay, now I want to do the word grape. Okay? Grape. This is my next word. G-R-A-P-E. Okay. First letter. Is the letter Z or Q? No. Is the letter J or X? No. Is the letter K? No. Is the letter F, H, V, W, or Y? No. Is the letter B, C, M, or P? No. Is the letter D? No. Is the letter A, E, I, L, N, O, R, S, T, or U? No. What? Now we have a real big problem. It's broken. Okay, so that's a real big problem. Okay, so let's go on to the next algorithm. Okay. Oh, you know what? I want to do another word. I want to do far. Far. Okay, let's do the first letter. F. Is the letter Z or Q? No. Is the letter J or X? No. Is the letter K? No. Is the letter F? Yes. Add 4. Is the letter B, C, M, or P? No. Is the letter D? No. Is the letter A, E, I, L, N, O, R, S, T, U? No. Okay, go to the next letter. Is the letter Z or Q? So why, if I knew it was F, why did I ask if it was B, C, M, or P? Well, I don't know, because that's the next line. Again, not very efficient. Okay, so let's go to the next one. Okay. Let's do far on this one. Okay, is the letter Z or Q? No. Is the letter J or X? No. Is the letter K? No. Is the letter F? Yes. Add 4. Now look. I get to skip all these and I get to go to the next letter. Is the letter A? No. Is the letter Z or Q? No. Is it J or X? No. Is it K? No. Is it F, H, V, W, or Y? No. Is it B, C, M, P? No. Is it D? No. Is it... Now I don't have to test all those other ones. I just add 1. Okay? But let's do grape. Is it Z or Q? No. Is it J, X? No. Is it K? No. Is it F, H, V, W, or Y? No. Is it B, C, M, or P? No. Is it D? No. Let's add 1. But a G is 3 points. So now we've accidentally added the wrong number of points for our grape. So this one's a little bit better, but still not perfect. Still not perfect. So let's look at this one. Okay, now I want to do kick. All right. Is it AEILNORST? No. Is it D? No. Is it BCMRP? No. Is it FHVWY? No. Is it K? Yes. Add what? Uh-oh. Oh, no. Add K to the score. Well, that can't be right. So I have to add K to the score? How do I add K to the score? K is not an integer. No, excuse me. K is not an integer. I can't add K to the score. So that's a problem. Okay, so now I want to do line again. Line. Okay, so I want to do, is it AEIL? Yes, add 1 to the score. Okay, go to the next letter. Is it AEI? Yes, add 1 to the score. Now it's 2. Is it AEILN? Oh, yes, add 3. Okay, go to the next letter. Is it AE? Oh, add 1 to the score. Oh, wow, that was very fast. That was very efficient. Line is worth 4 points. That was very good. Okay, so this one actually is pretty close to efficient, right? But still has some problems, right? And we still know a way. Remember, we had the whole discussion about our ifs, right? And what happens when we have lots and lots of ifs. There's another way that we can do that, right? We can do something other than, right? Other than ifs when we have lots and lots and lots of them, okay? And we still have to evaluate, right, our flowchart. So this flowchart is, first of all, it's really ugly. Second of all, it's got like lines that go all the wrong directions. Second of all, I don't know which way is false. I'm assuming this is false because it doesn't have a label, but that may not be true. Diagonal lines are not nice. Curly Q lines, not so nice. So we really need to look at this, and figure out what's going on. Okay, look at that. Look at the ones in your book and say, hey, what doesn't match on this? Okay, look at these too. Open link in new window. Okay, look at this one. Okay, track it along with the algorithm. Okay, remember the direction that these things go. Okay, for every letter in the word, if the letter is Z or Q, get word, set score to 0. Every letter in the word, if the letter is Z or Q, and it says add 10 to score. And then if it's false, it takes you to the end. There's that little circle again. What is that circle for? Okay, look in your book. What is that circle for? Are they using that circle correctly? Is that how that circle is supposed to be used? Is that right? Okay, is that how that's supposed to be? Okay, are these directional arrows, are those used correctly? Are these curvy lines? Is that how those are supposed to look? Okay, are those used the way they're supposed to be used? Okay, how about these arrows coming off the left sides of these? Are these lined up the way they're supposed to be lined up? Is this how these flowcharts are supposed to work, or should they be different? If they should be different, okay, you don't have to draw a new flowchart to go with each one of these algorithms, okay? Because all you need to do is draw a flowchart to go with whichever algorithm you decide is correct. And if none of these algorithms are correct, then you need to do a new algorithm. You need to do an algorithm that is correct, And then you need to do a corresponding flowchart that is correct. A flowchart that's correct according to what we've learned in the book. One that looks the way it's supposed to look. One that is drawn correctly. Okay? All right, so let's close these. And I'm going to tell you that these are not really correct. These do not look the way they're supposed to look. Okay? Let's close these out too. Okay, and you can just look those up on Google. If you have trouble finding them, just let me know. Actually, I'm going to probably stick them up in your, I'll try to stick them up in your announcements. That'll be a good place to put them. Good place to put them. Okay. Actually, I probably should have, let me download that. Oh, you know what? Oh, okay. Do this. It was this picture here. Oh, wait. Here, let me do this one here. Full-size image, and we'll do that right here. Okay, so here's the IEEE website. Okay, IEEE is here. We'll insert a link. We'll call that IEEE. URL. And put that right here. Call that the IEEE Code of Ethics. And we'll put the image right here. There we go. Okay, so now you got the Scrabble tiles and your IEEE Code of Ethics right there. Okay, so now you've got that, got what you need. Okay, now let's look at the let's go ahead and look at the Phase 4 ATM, and we'll look and see how we can do that one. Okay, so now, actually I probably shouldn't have closed that link. I didn't. Okay. Now, remember, one of the things that we needed to talk about with the IEEE was making decisions consistent with the safety, health, and welfare of the public, and to disclose promptly factors that might endanger the public or the environment. Okay? So that's one of the things that you need to consider when you're looking at this. Okay? So, get debit amount from user. If the debit, this is an algorithm. This is the whole algorithm. Get debit amount from user. If the debit amount is greater than the balance, then print error, insufficient funds. Get debit amount from user. Subtract debit from the balance. Huh. Something seems to be missing there. Let's look at this flowchart. All right, get debit amount from user. If debit amount, okay, and here we got a diamond, right, because it's an if statement. If debit amount is greater than balance, error message, insufficient funds. Okay, and here we got, there's that box again. Error message, we're outputting something. It seems to me there's something about output, right? Error message, insufficient funds. Get debit amount again from user. And then we're going weird directions again. Subtract debit amount from balance. Get debit amount from user. If debit amount is greater than balance. Huh. Get debit amount from user. What's missing here? Okay, I know I go to the bank and I just put in how much money I want to withdraw from the bank. That's the first thing that I do. I just go in there, I go straight up to that ATM and I say, give me my money. Right? I know that's what you do, right? You just go straight up to that ATM and you just say, give me my money. Right? Isn't that what you do? Give me my money. And the bank gives you your money, right? Right? Just give me my money. You just go up to that ATM and you punch in your money, right? No. Right? No. You put in your bank card first, right? And then you say, give me your money. Give me my money, right? And it just spits out your money, right? No. Not. What do you have to do first? You put in your bank card, right, as the first thing you do. You have to verify who you are before the bank starts giving you your money, right? And that is part of this, right? No, not part of that. Part of this. Welfare of the public, right? Welfare of the public, right? You have to first verify who you are. You have to put in your ATM. And then you have to put in your PIN to prove that you are who you say you are, right? Theoretically, unless somebody's stolen your PIN, the combination of you having possession of the card and you knowing the secret code that belongs to that card, and sometimes you even nowadays you have to put in more information, like you have to put in the zip that belongs to that card as well, right? You have to put in the zip code. I know I've been doing that. I've been having to do that more and more, right? I have to put in my card, and then I have to put in my secret code, and then I have to put in my zip code as well, right? So you have to put in a lot of information in order to confirm your identity, right? And as soon as you identify and confirm your identity, then it says, how much money do you want to take out? Right? Sometimes you have to put your thumbprint, right? At some banks now, they're making you put your thumbprint up there too, right? You have to press your thumbprint up against the ATM in order to confirm your identity. And if your thumbprint doesn't match, or if you can't put in the secret code, and I know at the gas station, because my zip on my ATM doesn't match my zip code where I live. It's because they changed my zip. The post office changed my zip, and my bank never did. So if you don't know my old zip, then you're in trouble. So you can go looking through my my wallet, and you can get my zip and everything. And you put in my new zip, it doesn't match. It goes with my old zip, and so you wouldn't be able to use my bank card. And so if you put in my new zip with my bank card at the gas station, you can't use my bank card. It doesn't match, which is kind of cool, actually. Okay, so you need to verify your identity. Okay, so this is actually kind of broken because it doesn't verify your identity. Right, so if the debit amount is greater than the balance, then print error, insufficient funds, get debit from the user. So this lets you try it again. And then something else is broken on this, right? What's broken on this? If the debit amount is greater than the balance, then print error, insufficient funds. Get debit amount from the user, then subtract debit from the balance. Okay, so let's assume you have $100 in the account. Let's just do this, okay? So you have $100 in the bank. Okay, so it says get debit amount from user. So I put in $200. Okay? Debit amount greater than the balance. Okay, so yeah, because I put in $200, I only got $100 in the bank. So it says print error, insufficient funds. So it does that. It prints error, insufficient funds. Then it says get debit amount from the user. So I say, okay, so I put in $150. Subtract debit amount from balance. Oops. It doesn't test again, does it? Nope. So now I put in $200. I know I only got $100 in the bank, so I put in $200. I could even put in $200 the second time. Okay, I could put in the same amount. And next time I could put in $250. It says error, insufficient funds. So the next time I put in $250. I know I don't have $250 because it just said I didn't have $200. But it's going to take it out because it doesn't test. the second time. So it's going to give me $250. So I put in the wrong amount the first time, and then I put in $1 million. And it gives me $1 million, even though I only got $100 in the bank. It's going to give me $1 million, and then I'm just going to have negative, 999,999, right? Because it doesn't check. Right? Doesn't check the second time. Oops. So I'd say we got a problem there. That's no good. So always check it. Run through. Subtract debit amount from balance. Till it does. Ha! Oops. Darn, Leroy! Seems like we've had a problem with that ATM program we put in there. See, now that's something I would have done in my programming. When I first did my programming days, I would have done that. I would have done that. That would have been something I would have done. For sure. Because I'm a blonde. Yeah. Because I'm a blonde. Hello it. I don't know. Because I'm a blonde. Don't you wish you were me? Yeah. I really am a blonde. Okay, so, let's see. Second one, module debit. Get debit amount from user. Okay, again, you really need to have some sort of verification. Okay, now it could be that you have a module before this that does the verification. So, you can put in your notes, you can say, make sure that there's a verification module prior to running the debit module. So you don't necessarily have to have the verification before you have the debit. You can just say, okay, well, make sure that there's a verification module. You don't have to have the verification within the debit module. Okay, you can have the you can have a separate module that does the verification before you even get to the debit module, and then you do the get debit amount from user. Okay, that's fine. You just have to notify or acknowledge or make a note that there is no verification here. Okay? And that's fine. Okay, you don't actually have to put it in if you don't want to. All right, get debit amount from user. Okay, so fine. While, this is different. While the debit amount is greater than or equal to the balance, print error, insufficient funds. Okay, so this one's not even going to let you take down to a zero balance. This one is going to make sure that you at least leave some funds in there. Print error, insufficient funds, get debit amount from user. Okay, now this is a while, so that's going to show that it's looping. Okay, so this one's a little bit different. Subtract debit amount from balance. Now the question is, do you like that? Okay, if you like that, okay, and I'm not going to tell you whether or not that's okay. I'm going to let you decide whether or not you think that that's okay. Okay, now remember about your while and your do untils. Okay, remember there's two kinds of loops. There's a while and there's a do until. Okay, so remember you need to think about that. Okay, look at your flow chart. See if your flow chart matches. Okay, this is your second one. Get debit amount from user. While debit amount is greater than or equal to balance. Now look at where you go back to. Okay. Error message, insufficient funds, get debit amount again from user. Okay, so this is where your user is going to re-enter the debit amount, so that's fine. Your user does get an opportunity to put in a new debit amount, so it's not an infinite loop. Okay. Debit amount is greater than or equal to balance, true. Okay, you're going through. Okay. Look at this flowchart. Do you like this flowchart? Are there any problems with this flowchart? Does this flowchart lack any? Does it not look right for any reason? Remember to go to your book. Look at how your book draws those loops, those loop flowcharts. Okay, does the flowchart look correct based on what you've seen in your book? Okay, does this look like the flowcharts in your book, or does it not? Okay, do your flowcharts in your book look like this? Or do they not look like this? Okay, if they don't look like this, then you need to redraw it to make it look like this. If you think that this is an appropriate algorithm. Okay, if you have problems with the algorithm, you can rewrite the algorithm, to show how you want it to be, or you can just skip it and move on to the next one. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Oops, I want the algorithms. Get debit amount from user. Again, like I said, you can do the verification prior to. You can use, you can say, see verification module. Okay. Get debit amount from user. While the debit amount is greater than or equal to the balance, print error, insufficient funds, get debit amount from user. While debit amount is less than or equal to 0, print error, negative debt not allowed, get debit amount from user. Subtract debit amount from balance. Okay, now, think about an ATM. Okay, when you put in the amount, when you go to an ATM and you punch in the amount that you're deducting from your account, can you put in a negative number? Okay, I mean, can you? If you can, then that's fine. If you can't, then, whatever. Okay, think about that. Okay, does that make sense? If it does, fine. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. Okay, while debit amount is greater than, while debit amount is less than or equal to 0. Okay, I mean, what would happen? Try going to your ATM. See what happens if you put a 0 in there. Does your ATM freak out, or does it just say, okay, fine, thanks for doing your transaction. Here's your $0 and here's your account balance after taking out $0. Does your bank let you put in $0? Does your bank let you put in negative $10? Does your bank let you do that? Okay. If it does, then you need this module. If it doesn't, then do you need that? Is that superfluous? Is that really necessary? Okay. Think about it. Do you need that? Do you not need that? Okay. If you need it, then go ahead and do this one. If not, you can use the other one, or you can modify it in order to make it work accordingly. Okay. So that's what you need to do. Evaluate the flowcharts. Do the flowcharts look like the flowcharts in your book? If they do not, change them, fix them, make them work, make them look correct. If they do, if they look correct, then you can just advise which one you would use. Make sure you make a statement as to why you would use the one you chose. Okay, if one of them is almost correct but not quite, advise as to what changes you would make. Okay, explain what changes you would make and why. Okay, otherwise that's pretty much all you need to do. Okay, go ahead and make those changes. Explain why you would make those changes, and turn it in. It must be submitted no later than Monday at midnight. Okay, if you have any questions, make sure you email me, you call me, whatever. Make sure you make your post to the discussion board. Discussion board posts seem to be few and far between for this week. You did a really great job last week. Some very insightful comments, very, very well done, very, very good. Make sure you make those comments, get them posted, and get those turned in, and I will respond. Let me see if you've made your comments. I sent you an email. See if you've made your comments. Discussion board. No comments. You did really good last week. Great last week. Get your comments turned in so that we can get your responses to those posted. Like I said, really great job last week. So I want to see those comments this week. Go ahead and get those posts made, and we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I will be here, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we'll see you next week. Be here, be square. Okay? See you next week.